Zombie Rocket would like a daily gem. Zombie Rocket says hello to Quartz and the gems. BattyBrat0823 says hello to Quartz and the gems. Holly Pocket Live would like a daily gem.
Guys, welcome in. How are you? Am I muted again? Okay, I have to check every time now. I showered and my head is prepared for the hats. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I was crocheting. About time you got starting off strong with NSYNC. Let's go. Beat Batty here, or Bratty. Yeah, so I started stream and then I realized, oh, things are happening. Ah! Mass Effect, not now. Okay, turns out Mass Effect is gonna really mess with stuff. So let me do that in a minute. Anywho, I started streaming and then I realized I needed to change
Chatter
the
Divine
output
12 says hello to Quartz and the gems.
Welcome in, LID. What are you crocheting, Bratty? Did you finish your blanket? Also, we have a daily gem. Another daily gem. Thank you for the happy birthday.
And guess what's inside it?
Batty's officially here. Wait, why do I keep saying bratty? What the heck? I'm sorry. My brain is confuzzled and spaghetti a little bit. Let's do Zombies Daily Gem. If you also want a meme, let me know. Later. Zombie, you got Carnelian, Feed Your Creativity. It's a nice orange creamy color. It reminds me of like sherbet. Spaghetti. I want ice cream now. I wonder why. And then Holly got a daily gem. Red Jasper, Take Action. Ooh. That's so cute. Last chance to get your name on the board, by the way, today. Batty.
Batty Brat
If you guys also want a
0823
meme,
would
just
like
let
a
me know.
daily gem.
I'm just gonna do the card, and if you also want a meme, just tell me. Chrysicola, Start Fresh. Nice blue.
Holly
And
Pocket Live
green.
would like a sticker.
Yay, sticker! Love it. So also guys, a little bit of change in plans. Thank you, Holly. Thank you. A little bit of change in plans, just that I'm gonna start on Twitch and then I'm gonna switch to TikTok at the halfway mark, which is like 9:30. Just because I forgot that I didn't set up live studio for the Quartziversary with OBS. I only set it up within live studio, and I was like, I could sit here and copy and paste all the sources and stuff into the OBS version, but I don't wanna. So instead we're gonna do half here and half there. Don't run away, don't run away. Thank you, LRD. Happy birthday to you as well. When is your official birthday again? Today is officially 1 year of streaming, guys. Oh, that was lame. Why do I have to open this every time? Try again. Exactly a year ago today, my hubby took the kids out somewhere, I forget where, and I sat on the couch and went, I could do it. Sure, why not? And I opened my laptop and I went live. That's crazy. It does not feel like a year. Are you singing a song? Okay. Do you see the new emote, guys? Where is it at? Do you see it? Happy birthday! Also, I don't think I put it on Twitch yet. Hang on. There's another one. Otherwise, I'd never have met this amazing community. Oh, that's right. You're a twin too, LRD. Oh my gosh. Happy birthday, LRD! I love that you and your twin went to the mall. That's so sweet. Everyone say happy birthday to LRD. Okay, now, if you are a sub, guess what? There's a brand new emote reveal. I showed the birthday one yesterday. And who's gonna find it first? Yes, Nikita. I was just thank you for the cake. I was just explaining that I messed up with Live Studio, basically. Long story short. And I forgot to set up the Quartziversary with the OBS scene in Live Studio. I only had the TikTok only scene set up for the Quartziversary. So I'm gonna do the first half here and the second half there because I don't want to sit here and make you guys wait while I add and delete sources and mess with OBS. So that's where I'm at with that. I know. I know. Bad past Courtney for not doing that. But guys, we need to start off with hat. And I'm waiting for somebody to find the new emote. Who's a sub? Who's gonna find the new emote? I just changed it. You have to be a tier 1 sub. Okay, where are my wheels at? We need a hat. Okay, if I do this with the music, is that too loud? Oh, this is a good song. Hang on, I need to add this song to my playlist. Oh, such a classic. Hats. Nah. What? Maybe it has to process? I just changed it. I don't know. Is anybody a Twitch expert and knows if it changes when it changes? I just swapped it out for a different one. Okay, anyway, let's go over here. And we are gonna spin and see what kind of hat. Hang on. Give me a second. What kind of hat we're gonna wear tonight. There it is. Pause this. Also, I kept the hype boss. I didn't reset it. Also, what is that? What? Why is there two of those? Come on, computer. Get it together. Why are there two of the socials? Social rotator. I don't know. Anyway. There it is! You found it! Yay! I'm gonna put on a crazy hat and then we're gonna all sing happy birthday to LRD. I'm so happy. Also ignore hang on. Guys, I have my life together, I swear. I do, but I don't. Okay. There's a lot of moving pieces to actually doing something fun, and then you gotta do it. You gotta do all the things. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a while. Where is my text box? Text box. There it is. We aren't doing giveaway thingy. I'll save that for TikTok. How about just stick around for the giveaway? We'll do that. And we'll change it to $10. Tonight is the $10 e-gift card giveaway. So far, Katie Nicole has gotten a $5 one, and Amanda got a $5 one, and they decided on Starbucks and Steam. So you guys can pick where you want it. I think that's good, right? It's so much work. It is. Thank you for empathizing with me. There is an ad break coming in a minute and a half. Keeps not having your life together keeps it interesting. Okay, hat time. Oh, you had to leave stream and come back for the emote. Got it. I'm glad it worked though. My thing is over here. Banana hat. Let's go. Guys, I need a verdict. Do I wear it front or back? Or sideways. Don't think about it too much. Do I wear it sideways? Like this? Or do I like put this part in the front? That bat hat? Hey, the night is young. Know what I'm saying? The night is young. What do we think, guys? Front or sideways? Front? Sideways? Not the spouses thinking differently. How about in between? What if I go like diagonal? Get the full banana. Like this. How about that? It's kind of diagonal. Because you get the full banana. Yeah, let's get the full banana. I like the front, but not everyone would know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I need it to scream banana. Gangsta banana. You always gotta do it for me. Okay, let me find a birthday song real quick for LRD. Hopefully you're still here. Earth. Okay, Brit. Rip. Birthday. Should we try Selena Gomez? Or should we just go straight for Indie Club? Lizzo birthday girl, that's also an option. LRD, do you have preference? Do you have preference, LRD friend? Also, don't forget, last chance to get your name on the board before I wipe it clean tomorrow. Preview of tonight, guys. Anything is fine. Are you a sub, LRD? No! Yes? No? It says Prime Gaming by your name. Are you a sub? Does that mean you're a sub? No! I'll wait till after the ad break. Anyway, guys, LRD is also, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. LRD is also streaming tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe. No, Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday. She's doing streams on Twitch. And I hope you guys can join. The bot. Let's catch up on chat. Chat's buzzing with Quartziversary cheer, dad jokes, birthday tunes, double birthday bash. Baddies crocheting amidst the chaos while Zombie Rocket craves spaghetti. Nikita's dance moves got interrupted, and there's a debate on the best way to wear a bat hat. Sideways, or that gangsta banana vibe. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. All right. I'm waiting for the ad break to end for the thingy. So, calm down. I'm trying to like think of everything all at the same time. Tonight, we are doing a $10 e-gift card giveaway. We will do that on TikTok. And so I hope you are sticking around and switch over when it is time. We are kicking off Mass Effect tonight. That's why there's a new emote, a new Gemma emote, because that's a Mass Effect emote. Yay, welcome back. And then we're gonna do gem nominations. I came up with some random titles with the help of AI and picked a few people to recognize in the community. So we will also be doing that later. If you guys, we need the gunk. I'll get there. I'll get there, I promise. I promised Mass Effect a long time ago. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Golly. LRD, you resubbed? Wow, thank you so much. It didn't alert. How rude. But thank you. Quick little dance party. Quick dance party for LRD. Just a pain when I get into something. When I get into something, I'm a plantain. Get it? All right, and then this goes out to you, LRD, and your twinsies. We're gonna go into club. Hey, Lilac. That's Ash, right? Doesn't look as dirty. That's also what I was thinking. LRD, happy birthday! Not the clip. I'm just gonna jam. Okay, I'm gonna let this play in the background for you. And we are going to, well, let me double check. I did the hat. I did the dancing. I recapped. We did the new emote. Okay, cool. Next is to start up Mass Effect. Yes, it's a banana. See, here's the peel. Is the peel. See? That's the banana. Here's the end. Okay, it's not what you think. Holly sticker? Oh, thank you, Batty. You're the best. I forgot. Batty is my memory. You forgot too. I'm gonna turn this down a smidge more. Holly, would you like Don't Talk to Me or My Son Ever Again? Or a quartz crystal cluster?
Tata Divine 12 would like a sticker.
Yay, Tater! This is purple, it just looks yellow because I have the yellow light on. W Batty for remembering. Tater. Oh, yeah, let me re-pull you. Do you want a pink heart gem or Squidward doing a selfie? I don't know what it is about this song. Ooh, that's a hard one. Tater, would you like choose happiness or a moon with a crystal? Choose for you? Let me look at your page and see how many sassy things you have on there. And then we'll decide. We'll see which one fits better. I think you're 43. Okay, so this is the back so far. Does that influence your decision? Flavortown, 2020 Survivor, and Jesus. Do we add Squidward or a heart? I feel like there's two silly ones and one serious one. Yes. Ash, yes. So long story short, I messed up live studio. So I'm gonna do the first half of stream here and the second half on TikTok. Because I made an oopsie. 46, thank you. Okay, Squidward it is, I love it. His head fits perfectly under Jesus. The battle belongs to Jesus. Squidward. I love it. Bless. I don't know when you started saying bless, but I'm here for it. It was quite a while ago, I think. We listened to this song already. We listened to that one. I think we listened to that one and that one. Sure, we'll go that one. And you want the moon. Squidward Jesus needs. Can you imagine? That would be crazy. Squidward dressed as Jesus. Lilac! Ash! If you want a sticker on this side, it is a channel point redeem. But if you wait until we get to TikTok side at 9:30 in an hour, then you can do that at command on TikTok. Sorry, I know. Guys, I appreciate that you guys deal with my nonsense because I always say like I'm gonna go live here at this time and then I like switch things up completely. So thank you for your patience. Here we go. I still love this one, it's funny. Okay. Any other stickers or gems before we start our game? Because once I start the game, it messes with my screen, so I might have to, like, finagle it. Also, what a great word, finagle. Da-da. By the way, guys, I found out that the Jonas Brothers concert I'm going to in October, the All-American Rejects are touring with them. I am so excited. Okay, sounds good. All my friends talking about a guy she's dating and how he's a huge green flag, and I love it. Let me put in Discord.
Oh, look! A dandelion must be the last one this season.
Tater! Thank you for the bits! 7 bits! Thank you so much! Thank you! Awesome, even more jelly now, right? I'm doing the first half of stream on... Oops, not Discord. Twitch until 9:30, then I'll switch to TikTok. There, I made the announcement. Let's get Mass Effect started, shall we? Unless, do you guys want to do some Boom Bears? What do we think? Do we want to start with Boom Bears? Or do we want to get Mass Effect kicked off? Because I'm going to be streaming Mass Effect a lot until we finish it. Oh, let me show you the cute little schedule I made with Canva today. Where is it? Where is it? Schedule. This way. Marketberg. Relleberg. Open. Words. Oh yeah, guys, words with friend or words on stream, words with friends, words on stream or Boom Bears. What are we feeling? All right, so here's the schedule that I'm gonna try my best to stick to until further notice. Okay, we have Monday is gonna be TikTok only. I'll play a new game or a cozy game. New game, by that I mean, I have, banana, I have quite a few new game keys from Keymailer. I've been requesting a lot, and I actually received a lot, which I was kind of surprised by. I wasn't prepared for. So we're gonna be doing a stream key game or just a cozy game, depending on how I'm feeling. Tuesday is gonna be on Twitch. We'll do Mass Effect. Same thing. Wednesday, TikTok, new game or cozy. Twitch, Thursday, Mass Effect, okay? Friday, again, but Saturday will be Sub's Choice, okay? And that's in the Discord where you can vote. Any questions on the schedule? We're sticking with 8 p.m. School starts for us on Thursday, and I am anxious. We can play Boom Bears. Yes, Central Time, 9:30 Central Time. Any questions on the schedule? While I pull up Boom Bears for now. We can always do words later. Okay, everybody seems good. Then we will go ahead and do some Boom Bears. Here's how you join. !join. What's going to happen is you're going to get a tiny little teddy bear, and we're all going to fight to the death. So far, Relatable Rose has won quite a bit. Okay, Ash, no worries. If you have any questions, just let me know. We are going to do Battle Royale. I don't think I need to change any settings. Boom. Play. ! Join. And whoever wins the round does not have to join again next time. It will automatically keep the champion in. All right, place your bets. Who's gonna win? Oh, and Tater, what shape sticker for my face and what color? It's good. I think it was like $10, Holly, on Steam. But just so you know, it takes a couple minutes to set up, so don't do what I did and set it up right after you go live. It's so bloody. Anybody else want to join? Do ! Join. Tater, what sticker, shape, and color? How was everybody's day? Let me know. What did you do today? Did you have a good Sunday? Do you have anything coming up this week? Does anyone have kids going to school this week? 3, 2, 1, here we go. It's just the 4 of us. Oh no, Otter, you were too late. Oh wait, no, you got in. Perfect.
What game?
This is called Boom Bears, where we're all tiny teddy bears and we try to unalive each other.
How do you lock?
I am not doing anything. You just join and then the game does it for you. Ooh, that was a hit. Oh, Batty got Otter. Oh, Batty got me. Oh, Holly, You just took out Batty. I think Otter took me out. Holly tried to get Otter, but it didn't work. LRD's just staying clear of everybody. Oh, Holly took out Otter. Holly and LRD are left. They both have bazookas. Who's gonna get him? Ooh! That went against Holly. Oh, LRD! That's fitting for your birthday! LRD got a birthday win! Let's go! Grocery shopping with my dad? Nice! I hope you enjoyed it. Great 32nd birthday. Oh, you're only a year older than me, LRD. And our birthdays are so close together. Love you, good night. Do you want to quick show them your Sonic PJs? One second, you guys gotta see this. On this side. Yeah, put the hood on. He's Sonic! And they're PJs. Love it. Alright, love you, good night.
Why are you wearing your
Why'd you hit me?
Why are you wearing your banana hat?
Why not?
Because you like
I can wear my banana hat if I want to. Thank you very much.
bananas.
I love bananas. Oops. Oops.
What?
He said, nice PJs, buddy. Looking awesome, buddy. Cutie. Also, yesterday they had said hello and good night.
Good night, and
Otter wants those PJs. Holly's in there.
Can I tell more Minecraft?
Holly, can he tell you a Minecraft fact? Let me turn this lower. Oh, Batty said night night, little man. Oh, Holly said absolutely.
So
Mhm.
in Minecraft, I don't know how to make these arrows, but instead of normal arrows, there's all different kinds of arrows. Slow jump arrows, flying arrows, and slow motion arrows.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
And then you can chant it all kinds of weapons.
Enchant.
Yeah, but you can chant the armor, but
You can enchant.
you can enchant those stuff, but I don't think you can chant elytras. Enchant those.
Okay.
Like enchant the elytra. So I think like elytras are something that if you try to wear armor then a pressure plate, it won't work. So if you wear and if you want to make a fake elytra, you put stick, then stick, and then I think you need, I don't know, but stick, then I think put like something in the between, and then it says fake elytra, which it doesn't fly, but you just fall.
Holly said, what would you shoot the arrows at? Ash said, you are the Minecraft knowledge king. What would you shoot the arrows at?
Some people just put blocks and shoot them, and
Like practice?
and some people just hit cows or like bad guys.
Okay.
If you're in the nether, it's not easy to find a nether fortress, or it might be easy. But if you if you go down into a mine too deep, there's gonna be bedrock. If you break it, you'll fall down into a thing, and then there won't be any land and you'll just die one time. I was digging down in survival and I tell my dad that I found a big cave and there's a huge slime guy. And I said, slime guys can't hurt you, but slime guys can. That's what my dad said.
All right, love you. Good night. Thanks for
But
the tips.
so can I
Dude.
just say one more?
Okay, quick.
So slime guys, if you defeat them, they also multiply, but if it's like big, it will die. And it will spot more little ones, then it will die. And it will become a small one if you defeat it. It will drop one respawn point and get defeated.
Holly's good advice, Mr. Minecraft. Well, really, she said, W advice, GG's, Mr. Minecraft. Do you know what that means?
No.
Means good job.
Good job.
Minecraft expert for sure, they said. Alright.
I
Love you, good
but
night.
sometimes I play Supersonic of Generations.
Yep. Among other games, you've been playing Pokemon.
Yeah, and I just started Liam and I got him to the Pokemon Gym Leader, the bug type one.
Yep. Go to bed.
And I chose Fuecoco for his because Fuecoco is better.
Go to bed. Love you, good night.
Liam, good night. Night,
For those that weren't here for the Minecraft knowledge, thanks for sticking around. You guys are awesome. He's such a good boy. All right, here we go. Next one. Get ready to join, exclamation mark, join. LRD, you're already there because you won. And I think we'll do like 2 more rounds after this, and then we'll start Mass Effect. You have a whole minute. Maybe I should make it less time. There you go. Get in there, guys. Planet, have you seen Boom Bears before? Does anybody else in here play Minecraft besides Holly? Holly, have you really been playing Minecraft, or was it, or not so much anymore? Used it a bit? Nice. Music is vibing. Let's go. I put it on the 90s, thousands, 10s, 20s hits playlist. Meaning to start. Well, you're getting all these tips before you begin. All right, 8 seconds. Exclamation mark join if you want. It's not too late.
I remember you said Rosie was really into Pokemon, so it would be good because I just want to show my
Mm-hmm. All right, go to bed. Oh, Tater just smacked Holly with a bomb. Oh, Tater got me and Otter.
Who are you?
This one.
The purple.
Yeah, but there's 2 purple ones. I love that it makes your bear the color that your name is, your username. Oh, Zombie Rocket oopsied. Oh, Holly went after Planet. Tater's gone.
Are you out, Mom?
Nope. Oh, I just killed myself. And I took Planet with me. Ooh, Holly tried to get LRD but failed, and LRD came back with the win. Let's go.
Look.
Planet. Yeah, okay, go. Love you, good night.
Wait.
Sorry, Planet. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know. Go to bed. Golly. All right. Last round, guys. LRD, you don't have to join because you already are in. Congratulations on your second win. Everyone else, make sure you do exclamation mark join.
Mom.
Good night. I love you. Go. Bye. Get out of here. Stop coming back. Go to bed. Or I'm going to tell on you to the gems. I'm going to say Oliver's being naughty. See? You're being naughty. Go to bed.
Daddy.
No, but really, I need to get Daddy, or you're going to go to bed. Okay. Good night.
Good night, Mom.
Jeez Louise. Kids, man. Just go to bed. Alright. Exclamation mark join. To turn my fan around, I forgot it was turned around. Oh, Tater, what shape and color do you want the sticker for my face? Excuse me. All right, here we go. New obstacles popped up. Oh, LRD got Holly right off the bat. Coming straight for her. Oh, Holly tried. I don't think it worked. Oh, LRD got me. That was a big one. Tater got Otter. Oh, Tater's chasing Otter down. Oh, tried to hit but missed. I think I got Holly that time. Otter got Tater. Ooh, Tater did a bazooka right in my face. LRD bombed Tater. LRD still has 3 hearts. Oh, never mind. Otter just put her down to 1. Ooh, Tater took out LRD. Who's gonna win? We're all at 1. Oh, Otter has 2 hearts. Oh, Holly just took out herself when she tried to hit Tater. Tater's at 0 hearts, but still managed to rocket Zombie Rocket. Oh, and Otter took her out with a rocket. Congrats, Otter. Flower, pick the color. If you guys send any gifts, I put stuff on my face. Let's go with this light blue. GG's. All right, I feel like we should do one more. I feel like we need one more, and then we'll start Mass Effect. No, Otter was violent. All right, last one, guys. Exclamation mark, join Otter. You don't have to, because you won the last round. And guys, it keeps track of how many wins you get on my stream and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Also, don't forget we have a hype boss too, if you guys are interested. Holly has 193 hit points left if you want to be the new hype boss. Tater took out 7 of them already. She was at 200 before. And what do you get for being hype boss? Bragging rights. So that's it. That's about it. Exclamation mark, join. You have 30 seconds. It says 5 out of 100 players. Can you imagine 100 players? I am predicting that Holly's gonna win this one. That's the feeling in my bones. Not the couple therapy we're gonna need after this. I truly love it, and I totally forgot about it. 100 players would be complete chaos. It would be. Maybe someday. Oh, I just threw a bomb at Tater. Holly got Tater. Oh, Tater's physically jumping on me. Tater and Otter are just hopping around. Oh. Otter got a weapon. Oh, a lot just happened. Ooh, Holly went after Tater. Batty threw a bomb. Oh, Tater just died. Oh, I threw a bomb at Batty. Otter took out Batty. Tried to get LRD. I have a bazooka. Oh, Holly has a bomb. She took out LRD and Zombie Rocket. It's me and Holly. No way! Sorry, guys. But I won! I'm going to go little Tater, poor Tater. Hey, oh my gosh. You know, I thought you would win. Ad break. Love you so much. Please stay. I thought you were gonna win that one. I really did. GG's. GG's. Well, I mean, I bought this, so we'll play it again in the future. Don't worry. We will play it again in the future. Okay. Let me see if I can get Mass Effect up and running without it being too weird. Don't know how to explain it besides that. And then I will also swap hats because it's been like half an hour, I think. Let's bring up OBS. Oh, let me swap hats first. How about that? Let me swap hats first. And we'll take out Banana. Display. Pause that. And after the Quartziversary, I'm gonna do a hat redeem so you guys can change my hat at any time. Bat for Batty Brat! Let's go! I am so sorry, I just smacked the mic. It knew. The wheel heard you. We're a bat now. What would a bat noise be? They use echolocation, so what would their noise be? Squeaking? I feel like that's appropriate. Perfection. Perfectenschlag. Okay. I should have hit remove. Oh well. Alright, so that is that. And we will bring up Mass Effect. Please hold. It's gonna mess with my stuff, so please hold. Hang on. I didn't mean to do display capture for this. Just game capture, please. Okay, try again. Is it really loud? I can turn it down. It's a little loud. Oh, yeah, that's a little loud. Let me turn down the game capture here. Okay. EA. Oh, you guys can't see it, can you? Are you gonna show up?
Awesome. You so cute. You make my heart go woot woot.
Right back at you. Press any key. You guys can't see it though. I'll just do display capture then. But then it's wonky. Why is display capture like that? Huh? Not you seeing all of my stuff. Why does it make it so small? This is the downside to older games. It's even stretched out on my screen because it's supposed to be a square. It's supposed to be square, so like... Okay. The other thing is every time I go away from it, it goes smaller. So this is going to be interesting. Let me see. What do I do then? Can I do, hang on, game capture, window, Mass Effect, hook rate? What is a hook rate? Okay, let's try this. Thank you. I just do the windows. Oops. I just do the Windows spotlight. And it rotates every day. Are you gonna capture the game? OBS. You gonna game capture the game capture? Capture the game capture?
Hey, what is up, my guy?
Katie, welcome in! I'm currently feeling it live. Let's go. it's not doing the thing of the stuff with the thing.
Don't worry, buddy. You're doing fine.
Thanks. I try. Here's myself today. Can I tell everyone who you normally are, or is it still secret? Secrets are no fun. Oh. Ellerdy! Away. Thank you, but it's your birthday. Why are you giving me stuff? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Batty Brat
Batty's
0823
lurking.
is here
Jumping in the
lurking.
shower. Sounds good. I'll be your background noise. Ellerdy, thank you. What kind of sticker would you like on my face? I have every shape, plus I have teardrop, flower, tiny circles, and hearts. And like little pearls. I have a feeling I need to do display capture, but then I need to like move it. Teardrop under the eye? Should I make it blue too? That's so funny. See, there it is. Should I do light blue or dark blue? There's a display capture, but I can't make it bigger. And every time I go away from the screen, it minimizes. Okay. What if I like do this? Would that work? Let's try it. Light blue. Not quite. I think it changed its own size. It did. Thank you, LRD. Now I'm crying. I'm crying. Kita, you're still here? If you guys ever go into Kita's stream and there's like a crying emote that she has and it goes, I'm crying. That's me. I did the voice for that. I'm a voice actor. What are we thinking, guys? I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Capture method, desktop duplication, Windows 10. What if I try that? Does that change anything? Thanks for your patience while I figure this out. How did everybody else stream this? You know what I mean? Let's see. No, still small. And I can't make it bigger. Well, this is a bummer. Yes, I have a backup, but what's force SDR? Let's try force SDR. I don't know what that means. Nope, it automatically changes its size. Huh. Well, does anyone have any ideas? Any ideas at all? Otherwise, we can do the gunk. I will say, or we can do, I mean, we can do a lot of different things. I will say, with the gunk, Batty, I realized that my brother had the game, so I returned it on my account and I downloaded it again, so I will have to start from the beginning, but I'm okay with that too, because a lot of people haven't seen it. How's your day going? Yeah, how is your day going? Otherwise, and like, I might need to look online and see, this hat is warm. I could wear this in the winter. Ooh, I could wear this for Halloween and it would keep me so warm. Maybe I'll do that this year. Another one I like is Diner Dash. We can do more Animal Shelter. We can do Shopkeeper. No, you have to decide, because I can't. How else can I stream it without it? That's bothering me. I wonder how it'll turn up on TikTok. How about this? For now, we'll play the gunk, okay? And then when we switch to TikTok, I'll try Mass Effect. Okay? I think that's the best route for now. Don't know what else to do at this point. Gunk. Close Mass Effect. Which makes me have to redo my schedule. If I can't stream Mass Effect on Twitch, then I have to only stream it on TikTok, and that changes my whole schedule. Shoot, Nugget, Flatbird, Jackson. You heard me. Hello, gunk. I would like you, please. Please, give me the gunk. What do you mean it's like updating? What do you mean it's updating? Stay a while and she will. Classic. This was a middle school bop. Okay, the gunk, play. Syncing. Go faster. Here it is. You gonna show up? You gonna capture the game capture? Also, look, Holly, you only have 93 hit points left. And whoever knocks her out gets to be the new hype boss. Okay. The gunk! I don't think I can continue July 29th. I don't think that's me. I think that's my brother's game. New game. Hopefully that, doesn't mess up his game.
Oh, look! A dandelion must be the last one this season.
Tater! Thank you so much for the 18 bits! Thank you! Oh my goodness, you brought us to a nice 75. Thank you so much, Tater. Would you like another sticker on my face? Because I'll do it. Sorry, I just talked over the dialogue, but I have done this part before. If you are new to this game called The Gunk, they are coming to this alien planet looking for resources.
Approaching drop point. You secured? Alright, hooked up and... Damn it. The power glove's acting up.
Also, please put a 1 in chat if the volume's good. Put a 2 in chat if I need to turn the game up.
Why not just solder it? Because we're out of zinc for the alloy. I used the last rod to patch up.
Absolutely, Tater.
No solder rods, no coffee, only 1 beer left. I'm sick of having gruel for lunch. Being poor sucks. All right, here we go.
Again, can you guys put a 1 in chat if the volume's good? Put a 2 if I need to turn it up.
Cover alien storm damage.
Hey, our dust bunny's tough. If she could talk, she'd say she want us to land and go explore.
No, you want us to land so you can go explore.
Thank you. I thought it was a little quiet. Sound. What's the full? I think that's good. Let's try that.
One up to you, Captain.
That's better.
Since when am I the captain? We took the loan together. We both have to pay the mortgage.
Can't go this way? This way? I am bummed that I started over though, because I did get pretty far. Not that far, but like far enough to be annoying to start over. How come I keep going the wrong way? Yeah, this is such a cute game. You're there's two women
Hey, here's something.
exploring an alien
You
planet.
feel like analyzing
and
some
they come
scan data?
across gunk.
That's what we're here for? Scan away.
Oh, that's right. How do I scan? Cute. Not enough.
Just a basic composite of silicate. No energy reading to speak of.
So
Lordy, have you
we
seen
can't
this game
sell it?
before?
Not unless we find a
I feel
million
like you
of
might
them.
like it. It might be up your alley. You also get to scan plant life and stuff. It's pretty cool. And then, like, as I was going along, last time I played this, there were some, like, statues.
Wait, the signal's back. Weaker though, and I can't get a clear reading. There's some stuff down here causing interference. Come take a look.
And, whatchamacallit? There were statues and we were trying to figure out their culture. Tater, did you ever say if you wanted another sticker for the 18 bits? Let me know.
What in the world?
There's the gunk.
Huh. A blob of gunk.
Yeah, that's an apt name for it. Can you scan it without getting too close? I don't know what's in it.
Looks like snot.
If it is, I don't want to meet the thing that's sneezed. Keep your mask on. Seems to be some sort of organic compound. Luckily, I don't think it's snot. Think you can use your glove to clean it up?
All right, what do you say, Pumpkin? Can we clean it up?
Okay, Katie.
What's up with the radio reception?
Let me know if audio levels need to be changed. Like if it's too loud now.
Whoa! It's beautiful.
Interesting is what it is. Give me that data.
Give me that data. Yes, ma'am.
You sure you didn't get super glue in the scanner?
As long as it's purple.
100%. Why?
The pattern kind of looks like the signal we got before, just
Do
weaker.
a small circle.
If the reading is right, this stuff's got some energy potential.
For real?
Keep your head screwed on. This puddle's not much to write home about. But if we can find a bigger deposit, I think we should look for a place to land.
Sweet. Light the way.
Okay, look for a place to land. I gotta do other stuff. Fuse hair before bed. A rubber band in my mouth to hold it. Access.
If we find more of that substance, our poor days might be over. I could get a garden of my own back home. What would you do?
Pay our bills?
I meant after that.
I know. But I don't dream big until I know it's
Tater,
within
you're
my
so
reach.
kind.
A dream, Bex, is something that's out of our reach. Otherwise, it's called an option.
Don't I like go on the ship now? Well,
ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
for real. That's too funny. Oh, I can go this way. I need to turn the the brightness up. Where is it? Display? Brightness. There, that's good. Yeah, it's a little better for you guys too. That's gonna come out in your poop tomorrow. And when it does, send a picture to Holly.
Whoa.
You okay?
Yeah, just some shakes. Nothing major.
You don't want to see rubber band poop? I think I got these, yeah. I mean...
There's an open space over these cliffs.
Exclamation mark
Make it
poop.
through?
Anything for my captain.
Enough with the captain thing.
This place
Do you
seems like it's
poopy
big
notes
enough
in
for the
chat?
bunny, right?
Yeah, but I can't take her down until that gunk's gone. Care to clean it up?
Oh yeah, it'll be our pleasure.
Clean up some gunk. This is what your poop's gonna look like, Katie. I'm too comfortable with you. This is what happens when you eat a rubber band. Oh,
I think it's like pollution?
Whatever it is, it's messing with my gear. Hurry up and take it away.
okay, gosh. Peter, I don't know why it's still doing like the Living Stones version.
Emotional damage.
Sure is nice when it's gone.
But that's
Hope it
annoying.
helps with the signal.
Emotional damage. By the way, guys, there is a birthday redeem and a confetti redeem that you can do every 5 minutes if you so want to choose to do so.
Go, show.
Man, Twitch, make up your mind.
Whoa! Did you see that? Amazing! What did I even do?
It's my own fault. Katie's like, say less, I'll do more. Thank you, Katie. I don't know why I did it twice, but that's alright.
In the plant life somehow. Alright, make way. Coming down.
Oh. Excuse me, I got excited.
Out you go, Kurt! Don't wander off this time.
Kurt!
Mana_Tove_T would
You
like
need
a
to take
daily
look at his
gem.
code. Yesterday he ran all of my tools through the washing machine. Yeah. That storm was rough, and I don't like the look of that rip.
Oh, he's here.
I'll run some diagnostics.
You got Celeste, Soothe Your Soul, and it's a light blue for a manatee. Look at that. Gorgeous. How are you, friend? Good to see you. Thanks for hopping in. Also, if you want an office meme,
LRD4000 would like a daily
let me
gem.
know. LRD Pink Opal, be kind to yourself, especially on your birthday. Oh, you have been? I love it. Well, how are you? It's so good to know that you shower. I'm just messing with you. I love you. I took a shower today too, and Batty Brad's taking a shower. Guys, we're all taking showers today. I'm so proud of us. Thank you. It's also LRD's birthday. LRD's birthday is today, and mine was on the 5th. Yay, Leos. Right? You're still a Leo, right, LRD? I coughed so hard the rubber band came off. It literally sprung out. It literally sprung back up. I think you were so worried that your poop was going to look like that. Same birthday as your brother? It's also my parents' wedding anniversary. Isn't that crazy? I put my pants on today. We're gonna roll. We're on a roll, you mean? Because you put pants on today too? Let's go. Oh, Allie, your birthday's Wednesday? Are you gonna do like a special birthday thingy? Katie, get out. Katie, it is not your birthday today. Get out of here. Are you gonna do anything special for your birthday?
Birthday!
Thank you. Thanks for the birthday cake. Yummy. The problem with that, Katie, is I know your birthday.
just to be safe.
LRD Katie, stop, it's your birthday! But hey, now you're the new hype boss, let's go! I'm kicked out. Please hold. Yay! That's like extra ramen noodles for your birthday! Thank you, LRD! Would you like another sticker on my face? Thank you for the ice cream too, Katie! Delicious. First day back as myself.
Oh, I was thinking we could do some exploring.
Second teardrop.
Together?
Let's go.
Avoid the boring stuff, you mean?
I love it.
No, I just thought... I know, Ronnie, but I have to take care of the ship first. Look, I'm running a constant scan for the energy signal.
Who's swearing?
Why don't you remove some more gunk and
Oh
see
my
if we pick
goodness,
it up again?
Katie, you're swearing?
Okay, if you say so, Cap.
Thank you, LRD.
Just be careful.
Not only were you the boss in Boom Bears, you were also the boss in the stream. Stream boss. The boss stream boss. Stream.
This looks interesting. Check the data for me, please.
What's up with your attention span? Weren't you gonna clean up some gunk?
Birthday!
Looks like it could burst.
Thank you, Katie.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Hello?
Let's plant it. Bullocks! I can't rip it off.
The root's deep underground. You'll need a proper fix for the glove. If you find some metal ore for the soldering alloy, you could repair it once and for all.
If we're gonna stick around here for a while, I'm really going to need it.
Oh, that's right. So I have to upgrade my glove first. Always a swordless. Nothing.
This glowing stuff sure looks interesting. I wonder.
Upgrading.
What are you up to?
Since this is not worth harvesting, I might as well throw that seed thing in there and see what happens.
Seed, what happens? Upgrade. It said upgrade available. But I don't have the resources. Lame! I can't run yet. That's also lame. Ad break in 2 minutes, everybody. I need metal first. Where do I get metal? Stop it! Who did you run into? I love having you in chat, Katie. I need resources. Can I go down here and get resources?
This river looks pretty bad. Wonder where it leads.
My grandma's husband? Oh, really? Did you smack him around? Who's on? Oh wait, hang on. I gotta scan it. 8 months.
Not quite sure what I'm looking for.
Visiting?
Is this what I need?
Why would he visit?
Could be useful. Just not for soldering your glove. Keep looking.
Shooketh.
Lights on, pumpkin.
We don't like grandma's husband, guys. 8 months is crazy. Oh wait, hang on. Scan it.
What about this?
It's hard playing this a second time through because
Alright, there's platinum in there.
I forget
that should give
what
a solid
I have to
solder.
scan.
Go get some more.
Like this. We hate grandma's husband. We do. He is not a nice fella. This game is nice and calm though, I like it. This was gonna be my cozy game choices
Not taking
for TikTok.
unnecessary risks now, huh?
I never take unnecessary risks.
Oh yeah? What about that time on Beta Romulus?
Ugh, that foreman didn't even listen. I warned her.
That woman owes you half an arm.
I could have died in that shitty
He's
mine.
insane.
But instead, I got you. And this lovely glove.
It's lovely. Man, I'm on a roll tonight. Not only are we on a roll being
Okay,
cleanly
Bex.
and putting
I
pants
think
on,
I got what I need.
I'm also on a roll with puns. Isn't that great? Stop! Not the crickets! Stop it! Massive yikes, for real. Wait, before I take that down... what is over there? The Takedown. Wait, there's a K-pop Demon Hunter song called Takedown in there. Patty, if you're lingering. And I was asking about K-pop Demon Hunters, so I really summoned you. Yeah, I think Mass Effect might be a TikTok only stream. I don't know yet. But it's not, the aspect ratio isn't working out. So I'll have to figure it out. And in the meantime, I figured you'd like this. Oh, and there's an app. I'm gonna take you out, and I ain't gonna stop. No,
Sweet,
wait, that's not how it
a
goes.
shortcut.
I'm in jail. No. Wait, hang on. Let's read the bot. Chat's a roller coaster of emotions. Birthdays collide. Katie and LRD share a spotlight. Taters. It counted Katie's birthday. Tater's party spirit can't be contained. Tater's party spirit can't be contained while Katie battles coughs and rubber bands. Sound alerts set the mood. Allie showers us with love from the shower. And amidst the chaos, a tale of lost $30,000. 30,000, and family drama unfolds. Oh my gosh. The bot's wild. Answer your question, I'm not sure. Probably would be delayed because going back to teaching this week will be crazy. Oh man. They won't let me out. Probably won't ads. Okay, I'm back. You have to start this week? What day are you starting? My hubby is a teacher, so he and the boys are starting on Thursday. Welcome back from the ads. Come and knock on our door. We'll be waiting for you. Hers and his three's company too.
Here we go. It is new, pumpkin.
Tomorrow?
I'll be able to rip up that
No wonder
stubborn
you're
alien
showering
plant
tonight.
for sure.
Don't want to do that early in the
Stop
morning.
chatting with your glove and
Arms of the Angels now. Start with students on Monday, so what do you do tomorrow? Paperwork and garbage to do first. Gotcha. Gotcha. Literally. Hang on, I have something for you. It's another one. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that one. How about... Does that help? No? Okay, I'm done. All my kids' houses? You do house visits for real at their house? At their actual house for the visit of the actual house? I did that one year and it was odd. For real home visits? What about classroom visits? Why can't they do classroom visits and then they come to you? That is so lame. So lame. Chapter 4? Yeah, I think this is my brother Kirby's. New save. Hopefully I don't overwrite his, because that would not be cool of me.
All right.
To-do.
I guess I'll just throw this ball into that glowing stuff and see what happens, right?
I like to throw
got
balls
more
into glowing
green
stuff
thumb than
too.
me.
All the time I do that. I wish that could put me to sleep with a lullaby. You have enough while I'm sleeping.
Son of a...
Did you blow something up?
Yeah, you could say that. I just grew myself a freaking staircase.
Yeah. A staircase? What? In the energy puddle? Huh,
Come on,
that's interesting.
way
Tell you
to
what,
hell.
why don't you tell me about it back here?
I fell
All
asleep.
done?
Throwing
Never
balls.
mind.
In a few minutes, okay?
You got that,
You
huh?
freaking tired?
I know, I need a that's what she said thing like you would clean it out. If you guys stick around, I'm gonna hop over to TikTok in 7-ish minutes. and we'll do our $10 e-gift card giveaway. And I'll do it right away for people that need to go to bed. And if you guys show up late, then you literally snooze and lose. So, I mean, you do have kids for a reason. Shh. Nuh-uh. I have never been touched by another human ever. Obviously, look at me. Who would touch this? Who wants a piece of this? Oh, speaking of which, not the corner. I should change hats again when we switch over. Okay, sounds good, Ellie. I appreciate you. Thank you. Love you, friend. Not the corner. Where am I going again? Where am I going now? Am I going...
Yikes forever.
Yikes forever. I feel like I have to go this way? I would. I definitely would so much. Oh my gosh. Yikes forever. Who was it that I was telling that to? When I was visiting my friend Callista in California, I said yikes forever and she didn't know what that was from. So then I had to explain Little Misfortune. It was great. It was great. That's me going back to school. Yikes forever. Have you played that game, Allie? I know you said you're getting ready for bed, but have you played Little Misfortune? It's like a you gotta try it once thing. That was a Merida accent. We devils more like. I don't get to do anything. You have to do this, you have to do that. I don't get to do I don't get to do anything. What else does she say? Can't think of any lines. I don't know where I'm going. I'm a little bit lost. Mom, it's just my bowl. Come on, Seamus. Princess does no blah blah blah. Oh, what are those little orb thingies that float around called? Where am I supposed to be going? Looking for a signal, climb up the ridge. Climb up the ridge. Looking for a signal, climb up the ridge. Okay. Climb up the ridge. Do I need another bulb? Oh, I do. Where's another bulb? Do I have to go all the way down for another bulb? What was the meme? Wisps. Will-o'-the-wisps. LID. You're like, whatever guys, I'm having a dance party. Do what you want. I forgot there's this shortcut here. And now I remembered it. Okay, let's take the little bulb. Beep. Now I'm all plugged up. Yeah, Batty, you must have... Oh, shite. Well. You must have missed it when I was saying. So I returned my game on Steam because I found out my brother already had it. So I was like, I'm not gonna pay the extra money when I can play it for free. So I re-downloaded it. And now I just have to redo the stuff I've done so far. But I don't think I was that far. I think it'll be easy enough. Wait, but I can't jump. So how am I supposed to get it up there? Oh, I toss it up there and then I get up there. That's what I do. That's what I do. Don't make excuses for horrible people. You can't put flowers in an asshole and call it a vase. Oh my gosh, that's insane. That's so funny.
Whoa! This one grew even bigger.
Yeah, there's definitely energy potential in this stuff. Right now, I just wish it was edible.
I'll show you energy potential.
Hey, why don't you just grab a gruel snack to hold you over? There's even some sorghum growing in the hydro.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, I've set up your radio as a repeater for the ship's scanner.
So I'm like a walking energy detector now?
Your should pick up the energy signal if you happen to get within range while you're out there.
Oh, it scared you. I'm sorry. My sexiness scares people. Is that in the game? Can you imagine Fortnite with that? That would be so funny. Can you imagine like a Fortnite emote with that song? If they don't have it, they should. Let me turn down that audio source for you guys so it's not quite as loud when it does come on. There we go. Intimidates people? I mean, that's not exactly what I was going for. Thank you.
Reception's bad. Maybe you should head back? I don't want to lose contact.
This vegetation doesn't look right. It's like the gunk is sucking the life out of it. Let me do something about it.
Everything is so large that it actually kind of feels like the game Grounded. Suck it up, suck it up, suck it up, it's a gunk. Wait, how do I get the rest of it? I just have to... Where does the machine put it all?
You think the gunk wants to cause harm? Like it's, you know, sentient?
In this case, you want to be loved for sexiness, right? Not fear.
I hope not.
Apologize for anyone that's trying to listen to the dialogue, but I've already done this part, so I'm not listening now. I'll probably upload it on YT though, so you can always go back and read it. If you want to. Although I might have to cut out Oliver. I still don't know how I feel about Oliver coming on stream. Like, I don't mind it, but I don't know if it's something I should update and keep forever online.
This might take me a while after all.
Give me a break.
You'd understand if you're seeing what I'm seeing. The gunk's eating everything here. Come see for yourself.
Leave my post on an empty stomach. Don't think so.
I got here way faster than the first time around.
Right. The gunk is a bloody nuisance. Less there is, the more chance of energy pain.
Holly, what did your nieces think of the Eevee costume? Gunk Dripper. That was my nickname in high school. Cancel me. Cancel me. Cancel me. I'm canceled. What over the birthday girl award all day? Cute. Get it. Before it eats you alive. Baby, you been canceled. Katie, is it another night of the fun stuff? Like yesterday. You were cracking me up. I went gardening. Yeah, are you gardening again tonight? Alright, let's see. Where's a good stop point? Can I even get over there? Oh yeah, I can. Yes, yes I can. Well, I love that. I hope you have a lot of fun. Oop, I almost just walked straight off the edge, not thinking about it. Trying to jump. Give me all the boogers. Thank you. I got the boogers. And he put it down. I was wondering because you were like, I'm really laughing because Brandon's head's so big. And I was like, what?
Been a while since I nailed a shot, but maybe I still got it.
Oh yeah. Boom. I wish the
Some of
thingies
these
were
plants might
bouncy.
make a nice stew.
That's what
Want
she
me to bring
said.
some back for you?
I cannot be bribed with alien gumbo ingredients. If you find a pack of beer or a tin of coffee beans, I'm willing to talk.
All right, I'll keep an eye out, but don't get your hopes up.
Oh, I just unalived myself by accident. Katie. To Katie. Alright, let's see. Almost at a good saving spot. Jeweled apple. I think I need an upgrade to sprint, if I remember correctly. What's over there? Did I miss something?
What was that?
Yeah, what was that? Okay. Hello? Can I move along now? Can I head back now? I don't remember how long I was out here before I head back
Here's
again.
the river again.
River again. Oh yeah, I think last time I played, I think I made it across that river. I think that was it. What we named the animal? Help me, I'm feeling. I love you. What animal?
Why, hello there.
This one?
You must be the one with the sweet singing voice.
I forgot about that. Did we name it?
You
I
guys,
feel like it's
on
a
the other hand,
like
are
a-
nasty.
I feel like it's a Patricia.
All right, bring it on.
Okay, chapter 2. So let's stop here. Wait, I can't save game? Active event? Dang it. Okay, after I take care of these crazies. After I take care of this nonsense, then I will save in baton. I get the alien nonsense. Get all the gunk. Cleaning, so much cleaning. I'm not actually feeling, I was just channeling my inner Grinch, practicing for Christmas. And I'm leaking. Such a good movie.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Oh, sorry. Hi, lady. Let me just take care of this alien real quick. Thank you. Hello. Welcome in, Gaia. I love The Grinch too. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. I watch it every year. The Grinch with Jim Carrey. Specifically.
Where are you going, beautiful?
I'm gonna call her Patricia. I don't know what we called her last time, but she seems like a Patricia.
There's more life here than we thought, Bex.
Unless you guys can come up
I've
with a better
encountered
name.
animals.
What? Really? Did they have teeth and claws?
Some of them did, yeah.
If you get hurt, I will kill you.
Oh. Alright, so, lady, since you just came in, I will let you know we are going to stop here and switch over to TikTok. This is called The Gunk. You would probably like this game. I think you would. It's not scary, it's just like alien gunk. And you clean it up. You might like it. Anywho, I did a thing where I was gonna dual stream tonight, but I couldn't figure out live studio. So I was like, you know what, instead of messing with that and delaying the stream, I'm just gonna stream the first half on Twitch and then I'll do the second half on TikTok. So I'm gonna get off of Twitch and go over to TikTok. And then as soon as we get over there, oh, excuse me. As soon as we get over there, I will open up the drawing for the $10 e-gift card. So I hope you guys join me over there. Before we go, let's go ahead.
We mustn't panic. We mustn't panic.
We're panicking. Before we go over, I'll switch hats. I don't know if you've seen all my hats, lady. Thank you so much for the dancing
You so
and the
cute.
confetti.
You make
You
my
make
heart
my
go,
heart go
woot
woot
woot.
woot. Alright, let's see what hat comes on next. Elephant hat! Let's go! Perfect. You were hoping for elephant? Love it. Like I said, in the future, I'm gonna do a hat redeem so that we can keep these all year round. I'm obsessed. Yay! Yes! Goodbye, Bat Hat. What if what? What if we all had matching elephant hats? And look, LRD gave me some tears. Love it. Ooh, that's a good idea, Holly. That is a good idea. I also want to try Mass Effect over there and see if it works. And not abandon us. I won't abandon you. How about this? I will leave Twitch on the ending screen for like a solid minute. Okay? Can one of my mods prepare a message for like, hey, we're over on TikTok now, for when I put the stream ending screen on? Face though. Okay, fine. Golly. You guys can't do without my face for 2 seconds? Who are you people? What if I put a picture of me up? Oh my gosh. Okay, this got tiny. Super tiny. Oh, oops. Yeah, that works. Just pin Katie's comment. Alright, I'm gonna go live on that side, but also, I can't... Here's the other thing, Holly. Since I don't have OBS as a virtual camera right now, my camera's in use, so I can't have my camera on TikTok until that shuts off on OBS. So I won't have my face on TikTok if I have it over here. Can you pin Katie's comment? Why am I so worried about the centering the hat? Panic. No, I'm not leaving. I'm just heading over to TikTok, and remember, we're gonna do the giveaway as soon as I hop over there. So make sure you join us, okay, guys? Love you so much. I will see you very soon. Ciao. I'll see you soon, I promise.